Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Star Wars Outer Rim, designed by Corey Konecka and Tony Fanchi and published by Fantasy Flight Games. This is a fully sleeved copy of the game with no lid lift that's organized to get gameplay started as soon as possible. It also includes the unfinished business expansion for Star Wars Outer Rim. If you have any questions about anything you see here, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow. Let's get started organizing Star Wars Outer Rim. Let's lift out the lid, and underneath you'll see that we have all of our rules on top. In the classic Fantasy Flight fashion, we have the Learn to Play guide as well as the rules reference, and then our unfinished business expansion rulebook. Underneath the rulebooks, we have two distinct sides. Starting off with this right side here, we have all of the cards in the game. We sleeve all of our cards in the Monster brand board game card sleeves. These are for standard American size. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can find sleeves for your copy of the game. The majority of cards for Star Wars Outer Rim are going to be for specific pairs of planets. We have the nav points, which are just if you're out in open space, and then we also have those specific pairings. For example, if you go to Ring of Kafrene or Takodana, you'll reveal this card and then do one of the events on the back. So you'll take all of the specific cards for a different planet set and pair and shuffle them up and put them next to that appropriate area when you're actually setting up that main game board. In addition to all of the encounter cards, you're going to have your market cards, indicated by these colored backs. You'll shuffle them based on their color and then reveal the top card and put them in a public area. That way everybody knows what's up for sale at any given point in time. After setting out all of the market cards, you'll then go ahead and pass each player their character card. It has their skills on the bottom and then an upgraded version of the character on the back side of the card. You'll also pass out the rules references. Underneath that, you'll have all of your encounter pieces. These are going to be pulled out through specific card effects during the game. You'll leave these in the box or nearby the board so that you can pull them out when required. Just make sure these are in numerical order so you can easily find out which of the event cards you need when the time comes. And the last cards are all for the solo mode, and the new expansion has introduced some new AI cards to mix things up. And that wraps up all of the cards. Let's move on to our token organizers. The token organizers we use are these hardware storage cases from the Dollar Tree. Once again, links in the description below. I love how flat they are and how the different wells are rounded on the sides here, so it's easy to pick tokens up. Really recommend these. In our first organizer here, we have all of your setup components. You're only going to need these at the beginning of the game. You'll pass out these reputation tokens to different players, as well as your victory point marker, and you have all of your different contact tokens based on their type. You also have your different patrol tokens organized from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to mark their different power levels, and you'll populate the board with these as needed. Next to that, you'll have the components that you'll be constantly drawing from throughout the game. These are all of your different credit markers and the different denominations, as well as the different damage tokens for your character and your ship. Put that in an area where all players can reach it. Rounding out the resources in a simple Dollar Tree container, 10 for $1, we have all of your gold tokens in this container here. I really like the way you pop off the lid and put it on the bottom. It becomes a dish that you can pull your tokens from. Use this to track your progress on your different goals. And lastly, in this middle section, we have all of our character standees as well as our dice. Go ahead and pass this to the player that chose that character card and divvy out the dice based on the player count as well. And this brings us to our last section, all of our boards and sheets, starting off with the new ambition sheets from the unfinished business expansion, followed by our map tiles as well as our core world end caps that are in the new expansion content. And underneath the map tiles, you have all of your ship sheets for the game. On the very back here, you're going to store your starting ships. These are just your standard G1A starfighter, or if you decide, you can play as the G9 rigger. So it's up to the players based on the character and the paths they want to pursue. And lastly, we have a silica gel packet in here for freshness, followed by all of your different player boards. These are separated by color, and you'll make sure to pass out the appropriate debt token to the player based on the color that they pick. We'll move those last two debt tokens out of here, and that is everything inside of the box for Star Wars Outer Rim. Let's go ahead and pack it up. In the upper left corner, we'll put all of our player boards with our debt tokens inside like so, all of our ship sheets, and then our map tiles, all of our cards to the game on this right side, wrapping up with our market cards and encounter cards, our ambition sheets and our gold tokens, a silica gel packet for freshness, our dice and our standees, and our two small flat component bins. Lastly, we have all of our rule books, and that is organizing Star Wars Outer Rim. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. How do you organize your copy of Star Wars Outer Rim? Who's your favorite character to play in Star Wars Outer Rim? What's your favorite ship to go for? What's your favorite route? What are your favorite strategies? And what do you think of the new unfinished business expansion? We'd love to hear what you think. But thank you so much for watching. SideGame Strong.